All right, we're going to talk to Loida Nicolas Lewis in a moment. Of course, she's a well-known Filipino-American community leader there. We're going to get her on the line. Is she on the line as we speak? Loida?
Hello, yes, I am
Yes.
on the
Hi, good evening from Manila, and good morning.
morning.
Thanks for joining us. All right, counting hours before you troop to the polls to cast your votes. Of course, you're hoping that Obama will take this election. But I don't know if you've been listening to us talk to Nympha Games, another leader there, as you know, representing the Republicans. To her mind, it's going to be a wrong move to vote for Obama again, give him another 4 years, because he was not able to do anything for the Filipino-American community and for the Americans in general in his first 4 years in office. What do you say to that?
I have ever heard that they are saying those things because the only president approved $240 million for Filipino veterans who have been watching or waiting for relief from the Mandatory Rescission Act. You know, the Filipino veterans who fought during World War II?
Yes.
Only President Obama who gave them the money that they could get $50,000 if they are here in the United States, and $9,000 if they are in the Philippines. So, not any president, Republican or Democrat, did that. On the first month in office, together with the stimulus package, that's what President Obama did for the Filipino veterans. Number two, she was talking about nobody was appointed. The first Filipino American appointed federal court for Nation Field. No other presidents have done that, not even our dear President Bill Clinton. So we have now a Filipino in federal court.
Right.
In terms of appointment of Filipinos, there is two Filipinos in the presidential advice for Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, Italy and Victor Vargas. So, you know, in terms of appointments, but the most important is Romney and Obama is on immigration. Romney wants everyone, and he calls them illegal aliens, everyone to self-deport. He will make it so difficult for illegal aliens, he calls them. Okay? The politically correct name is undocumented aliens. But anyway, he calls them, they should self-deport. And for minors who came here and did not know that they were illegal, they should also all go home. So for me, that is heartless because especially for minors, it's called the Dreamers Act that was not passed by the Republican lower house. Dreamers Act are, let's go to the Filipino youngsters who came here when they were minors and have lived here all their lives, have gone to school here. They even have an American accent, not like me. I still keep my Filipino accent. When Congress failed to pass the Dreamers Act, President Obama did an executive order saying, you can stay here. You can continue to go to school, college, find a job, fulfill the American dream. So that's President Obama. Me puso. Now, talking about Romney, such a good executive when he was head of Bain and Company, he closed down factories and exported them to China. And he laid off people, did not give them, for those companies that he closed down, he did not give them their pension, their vacation, accumulated vacation, and he pocketed the profit. That's why he has $250 million in his bank account.
Okay, Loida, let me just get this in. First, on the issue of the House of Representatives, because you know a lot of people are really blaming the U.S. president for a lack of track record, lack of achievements during his first 4 years in office, but many fail to focus on the fact as well that it's a Republican-controlled Congress, and they also did, I would say, a lot of damage, whereas the president at that time really tried to make some bipartisan measures, which they just refused from the onset, and that's why he had to go and make that executive order specifically for that Dreamers Act, correct?
Yes, and not only that. At the beginning of this year, he submitted to Congress American Jobs Act, increase more jobs. And what did the Republican Congress do? Because they are now the majority, they knocked down, and then they will say, he did not create jobs. That's not true. From the 800,000 unemployment when he came into office, every month, 800,000 jobs were missing. Now he has created 5.5 million jobs. It has been on the upswing in terms of employment.
Okay.
32 weeks of increased employment. From 10% unemployment, it's now down to 7.8%.
Okay, Loida, we were talking to Nympha a while ago. She says she's an employer, and you are one too. She said that it was hard for her to continue on with her business during this first few years of Obama, which makes her really think twice about voting for Obama and really casting her vote for Romney this time around. But what about you? Did it make an Obama administration make it difficult for you to carry on with your business?
So, I have sold all of my businesses, but I do have 5 employees, and it's not as one of those that have fixed income. Okay, I am not affected by this unemployment. Okay, but what is most important is that if Romney becomes president, the business of Nympha is going to be affected, because Romney said he's going to cut Medicaid, and that's where she gets a business if she has old people who have no income. Romney said he's going to give vouchers to old people, those on Medicare, instead of the government paying for their hospitalization. They will give them a voucher worth $6,500. And when that is gone, bahala ka na sa buhay mo.
Okay, Loida, hold that thought. We're going to go back to you in a moment. In the meantime, we're going to toss you over to Tony now, who's going to toss us over to our North America Bureau Chief. Tony?
All right, we'll be back with Loida Lewis in just a moment. But in the meantime, our North American News Bureau is staying on top of the ongoing U.S. elections. And joining us now from the swing state of Ohio is our North America Bureau Chief, Nadia Trinidad. Nadia, how are you holding up over there?
Good morning, Tony, from here. This is a day when most of
Our North America Bureau Chief there, Nadia Trinidad, joining us from Ohio. Thanks a lot, Nadia, for joining us tonight. And still with us is Loida Nicolas Lewis, representing, of course, the Filipino Democrats. She joins us via Skype this time. Loida, hi, and thanks for waiting. Loida?
Carmina.
Yes, hi, thanks for waiting for us as we talk to Nadia there. All right, so a lot has been said about achievements or non-achievements of Obama during the first 4 years of his term. But talk to us about moving forward. He keeps on saying we got to move forward. He has to have the next 4 years to be able to move the country forward. To your mind, how will Obama, if in case he wins this election, how will he move the country forward?
Well, first of all, the package that was done at the beginning of his term, I would and the American Jobs Act should be passed. That's the first thing. Secondly, he has done nothing. He has reduced taxes for small 18 times. Oh, number 2, he has also done for students who would like to borrow from the government or to receive grants from the government. For us Filipinos, education is very, very important. 50% tax cut by President Bush, he doubled that. So more people are able to get grants for education, which is so important. Was also able to stop the war in Iraq. When President Bush, who is Republican, started war in Iraq for the seeming reason that there is weapons of mass destruction when there was none, another lie, $1 a day to maintain 2 wars in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And so the president stopped that. In fact, they're saying that it's a lie that President Obama has increased the deficit. In fact, he increased the deficit by $1 trillion. And the most important thing is that they'll cut taxes for the middle class, but keep taxes on for the upper 1%. And so I don't understand why they keep on saying that we have to reduce taxes for everybody. It will not compute. Governor Romney said, I will reduce taxes for everybody 20% down. You have no taxes, no income. You will reduce the income of the United States. How will you maintain the government? That will increase our deficit. And during the Republican time of President Bush.
Now, when you look at the recovery that the U.S. economy is trying to make, how do you think that the U.S., at least industry, will pick up again if President Obama wins another term? What else can he do on top of what he already tried to do in the past 4 years?
Okay. Well, we are already recovering. That's why we're saying we're moving forward. The housing permits are up more than any other time during the recession. Our market is up already, and when the market is up, there is more confidence. The major organizations are saying we are no longer saying we are going to lay off. Because what happened during the last months, President Bush, and the first few months of President Obama. So all of this, more money for infrastructure, more money for alternative energy. We should not be dependent on oil that we are importing from the Middle East. That will stabilize our economy very well.
Okay.
The most important also is that he is going to reduce taxes for the middle class, and that's already been happening for the small business. If you're a small business owner like NIMFA, you're going to invest or buy facilities, real estate, you can reduce your taxes by 100%. You don't have to depreciate it for 5 years, and that gives you more cash. So, President, we are on our way. We're moving forward. Unemployment is down.
Yeah.
No more foreclosures.
Actually, that's something that that sort of confuses people as well, especially people who are not that deeply embedded in the U.S. who is telling the truth as to whether or not unemployment has really gone down, because there was a jobs report that was issued last Friday. It showed that about 179,000 jobs created, but overall, many analysts saying that it doesn't really show the unemployment situation in the U.S. accurately, because there's still a high level of unemployment. Never mind the fact that there are new jobs created, unemployment is still at a rate that would be comparable to the Depression.
Oh, there is no depression. He was able to move the ship of state away from depression of the 1920s, 1930s. So we had a recession, but the recession is over because already we are able to get the economy going. We are moving forward. We are no more layoffs announced by corporations, and in fact, the corporations and banks have plenty of cash. They are not just releasing it because they want to know who will win. President Obama gave financial regulations so that what happened during the Bush administration does not happen again. It took Bush 8 years to wreck the U.S. economy. President Obama needs 4 years, the next 4 years, to continue where he's doing now. We are moving forward. 32 weeks of continuous positive employment. So another 4 years to continue that.
Yeah.
If you go back to the Republican, Bush, Romney, Ryan agenda, you are going to see, tax cuts and increased deficit, immigration. They are going to send out our young people, Filipinos, who are Americans for all intents and this is where they grew up. They will be sent home. So, in fact, the proposal of Ryan, the vice president of Romney, condemned by the Bishop Conference, the National Bishop Conference of the United States, for being heartless and not being compassionate to those who really fall off social network. And that's really what President Obama has.
All right.
From the beginning, always he knows that there are people who will not be able to take care of themselves, the very, very old, mentally disabled, those who are thrown out in the streets, homeless.
Okay. Loida, we'd like to thank you. We appreciate it very much that you spoke to us at this early hour over there in the U.S. And like we also asked Nympha, you'll be going to the polls in a few hours from now, I suppose?
Yes, I am going right after this.
All right.
Very open here in New York.
All right. All right. Loida, Nicolas, Lewis, thank you very much for speaking to us on Prime Time. And as usual, we wish you well, as well as to all the other Americans who are voting today. Coming up ahead, new Energy Secretary Jericho Petilla faces the daunting task of fixing Mindanao's power problems.
We'll give you more news when Prime Time on ANC returns. Stay with us, please.